Canada just made a huge decision that's going to impact the food you are eating. The Minister of Agriculture here in Canada has decided that new gene-edited foods will no longer need to be regulated. To be clear, this means that Health Canada and the CFIA will no longer be reviewing safety data. Instead, they'll be leaving all safety checks up to the very corporations making the product and the profit. So what does this mean for you? This means biotech companies can make and release new gene-edited foods without telling the government, farmers, or even us the consumers what they are genetically modifying. No one will know what foods are being released, and there will be no way to track it. Simply put, when we go grocery shopping, you will no longer have a choice whether you want gene-edited foods or not. The federal government has basically handed complete control to these corporations over our food system. Even the NFU, or the National Farmers Union, is calling for a complete reversal of this decision, saying that corporations deciding if they need regulation is a clear conflict of interest. This decision could directly and irreversibly harm organic and conventional farmers. When they go to buy seeds, they will no longer know if their seeds are genetically engineered or if they're even allowed to save the seeds due to patent rights. We all know that pollen spreads, and once these new gene-edited, patented varieties that are untraceable and unregulated are released into our fields, cross-pollination is inevitable. The problem is, if an organic farmer is contaminated through cross-pollination, they can be sued for patent infringement, and on top of that, they can have their organic certification completely removed. This decision from the government could basically be the end of many organic farmers' livelihoods here in Canada. On a global scale, there are also a lot of unaddressed concerns. For instance, Canada exports crops internationally, but many countries around the world have much stricter regulation around GMOs as well as mandatory GMO labeling. If the biotech companies don't have to tell the government what they are gene editing and releasing onto the market, there may be no way of telling which exports have been genetically engineered and which ones haven't. The NFU says this could lead to international rejections of our exports, further harming Canadian farmers. And then there's a threat to biodiversity and our ecosystems. Genetic pollution spreading throughout our environment is a huge concern for many people, and we simply won't know what is being released into our food system and into the fields. And because of this, we won't know if it's able to cross-pollinate with native varieties. Our entire ecosystem works as an interconnected puzzle piece, and everything affects something else. This decision is the most drastic development we've seen in GMOs since their introduction, and it has real-life impacts on real people. Without independent science, we are being asked to trust corporations blindly and with no transparency. Although the decision was made last week, the changes are not yet set in stone, and it's not too late to change them. If you care about this issue and you want to find out about how you can protect farmers and our food transparency, click the link in my bio for more resources, and also call the Minister of Agriculture at this number to express how you feel. We all eat, and we all deserve a voice in our food system.